Coaches, the fourth resource we want to utilize is equipment. We need a lot of it, and we need to use it in innovative ways. Now, before you say, I don't have enough money to have a lot of it, I think in the next few minutes you'll see that we can use a lot of things that are readily available that don't cost a lot of money. Of course, if you're practicing softball, you want as many softballs as you can come up with, whatever your budget allows. Sometimes you can find other teams that have old used balls, and you can get some of those if you have to have them. But try to have as many softballs as you can. And then utilize a lot of other types of balls in many of your drills. Think of safety balls. If you're indoors, you need some type of rag ball, incrediball, some type of safety ball. It doesn't necessarily even have to be softball size for many of the things that you do. Don't restrict yourself to thinking that you can only use the size ball that you play with. Many of the skills and the drills that you perform can be utilizing various sizes and colors of balls. So think of safety balls, rag balls, incrediballs, these types of things. You can use some drills in gymnasiums with them. You can also use them outdoors if you want somebody to work on blocking a ball, or they have a fear of the ball, or whatever else, working on a fly ball in the sun, these types of things. You can use safety balls for those types of drills. Tennis balls are good to use, and these are normally readily available, and you can get used ones from people who are very serious tennis players that don't use those anymore. Tennis balls can be used for a lot of throwing drills, a lot of hitting drills, a lot of fielding drills. Keep tennis balls in mind when you're thinking about your equipment needs. Plastic balls, these are great for hitting into fences. You can get them in various sizes, various colors. We try to use the softball size, the baseball size, even the golf ball size when we talk about equipment and plastic balls. We use various colors of plastic very readily in some of your discount stores or physical education catalogs. Colors are a lot of fun for kids, and it also helps you collect that visual information. It makes you focus. So we use a lot of different types of plastic balls, various sizes, various colors. You may even want to take socks, as we mentioned, and roll those up with rubber bands or tape around them, or newspaper wadded up and taped up. Those make balls that can be used for various drills. Then we've come up with one lately that we like a lot in some of the drills because it's fun to help people learn to focus and watch the ball a little bit better. It's called a wobble ball. It's available in a lot of physical education catalogs. We use this a lot in drills with outfielders who make them follow the ball to the glove. You could use it in some hitting drills, but you got to be careful, you might bust it. But a wobble ball is an example of another type of equipment that can make practice fun and still get a lot accomplished. You also might want to use a football. We use a football for outfield drills, and learning how to go back for a ball over your head is much like catching a pass in football. So why not use a football? It's a little different, more variety, and kids have a great time with it. You can do this drill either barehanded or with a glove and learn to catch that fly ball over your head just like a receiver catches a winning touchdown pass in the Super Bowl. Learn to use a lot of different types of balls and be innovative in the ways that you use those to make better practices. Bats are a second piece of equipment that we have to use a lot in the game of softball. And you may or may not need a lot of bats, but you need bats to be used during a lot of the drills, so you're probably going to have at least one bat for every player or every other player at the very least. But they don't all have to always be the same type high-priced bats that you might play games with. In addition to our regular bats, you might use what's called a rag bat. These are safety type bats, much like the rag balls or the incrediballs that we talked about. And broomsticks. Broomsticks are great to use for hitting drills, particularly to work on vision and eye-hand coordination. Get out those broomsticks and try to hit plastic balls with them. For the really skilled players, try to hit plastic golf balls with broomsticks. Great drills, and you're utilizing something like a bat that's not necessarily a bat, but it works quite well. Batting tees. A lot of coaches and parents think these are only for the little bitty children, the 6 and 7-year-olds. The great baseball players of our time use batting tees constantly. One of the greatest teaching tools that's ever been invented is a batting tee. And there are a number of different types of batting tees. We've got the regular batting tees that many people use. In addition to those now, we're coming out with multi-tees, tees where you can place the ball in various locations to work on inside or outside pitches. You can also use 2 tees at a time, something we call double tee drills, or use the multi-tees as double tees. Make the most of batting tees, various types. You can even come up with plastic cones that many traffic agencies use. These types of things can also be used as batting tees if you can't afford as many batting tees as you'd like to have, but make the most of batting tees at practice. Pitching machine is something that's very valuable, coaches. They cost a lot of money, I know that. Your budget may not allow you to do that. Get some fundraising going on. Pitching machines are very valuable. They allow you to get a consistent pitch across the plate in the location where you want it. And even though you need a lot of live batting practice, pitching machines can be very valuable. Not only can they be used for batting practice, but most of the modern machines can also be used for practice in fielding, whether it's in the infield or the outfield, practice for catchers with pop-ups, outfielders with fly balls, infielders with ground balls. Make innovative use of pitching machines. Netting. We talked about fences earlier. You may not have fences around. You may need portable nets to hit into. The example we're showing you here today is a catch net by ATEC. It's a very valuable piece of equipment to use in pitching practice and throwing practice and in hitting practice. Make innovative use of products like this catch net to allow you to get more done in practice. Soft hands gloves. Items like this are very valuable in helping you learn to use two hands to catch and throw the ball, or to use the proper hand action in fielding balls. But if you don't have soft hands gloves, you can also use the back of your regular glove to be used in learning to use two hands to help you throw the ball more quickly after you've caught it. So make innovative use of items like soft hands gloves or even your own glove to learn to catch the ball with two hands. We've even seen coaches use buckets of water to help to learn the proper pitching action in fast pitch softball. If they want that line of force of the arm straight to the plate, they'll use a bucket of water to help that player learn to get that arm going in the proper path. You might also use a fence as a barrier for that kind of thing, as we mentioned before, but a bucket of water is a piece of equipment that can help you there. And then in teaching sliding, the innovative use of things like slip-and slides or cardboard. Now they make items that are for sale now that you can use that are pads that are cushioned and also have some slick nylon on top of them. Those are great to learn to practice sliding on. If you can afford them, we recommend them. If you can't, cardboard sometimes, as we see being used here, can be used to help you learn to slide. It provides that slick surface. We'd recommend you wear long pants and a long shirt or some padding of some sort in case you flip over incorrectly and get skinned up a little bit, but cardboard is a great surface for learning to slide. And you might even be innovative enough to use a little crepe paper to make the player get down low. Crepe paper between a couple of chairs or posts makes the player get down when they slide. If they have trouble using their hands correctly, maybe make them hold cups of water in their hands as they slide. See, coaches, you can be very innovative with equipment. It doesn't all boil down to just bats and balls and you saying that's all I got, so that's all I can do. Look around you. All types of balls, all types of bats. Think of pitching machines and nets. Think of cups of water and cardboard, buckets of water. All of these things, use equipment wisely. It's a great resource to help you conduct those successful practices that we know you all want.